graphic conversation, and this is definitely a trigger, a warning. So if you cannot handle anything that will trigger you, upset you, now is the time to exit. But for those that stay, let's get into it. What is wrong with people? Ashley Bush was 31 weeks pregnant. She answers an ad on a Facebook, and she was never seen alive again. Married couple has been arrested, and to find out that Ashley was found in a different location than her 31-week-old baby. This world is a very scary place, and with that, let's get into it. Why people just go and take an innocent person for their own gain to what? Take this woman's child, and now they are both deceased. You two are in jail, and 3 other children, I think she has 3 other children, and the husband are now missing. Their wife, mother, she's a daughter. It's just senseless. So Ashley Bush, who's a mother of 3 as well, she was 31 weeks pregnant. On the afternoon of Halloween, she was seen in a tan pickup truck driven by a white woman in her 40s with brown shoulder-length hair. They met on a Facebook. She was going by the name of Lucy. Ashley was looking for a job online that she could do from home. So she met with this Lucy. She picked up Ashley Monday morning, Halloween morning, at a Handy Mart convenience store in Maysville, Arkansas, just on the border of Oklahoma, under the premise of taking her to a job interview in a nearby Bentonville. People, please stop doing these online ads and meeting people that you've never met before. Meet in front of a police department if you're going to pick up items, or people are sick. Ashley and Lucy, who is actually Amber Waterman, met at the store in Maysville. Amber Waterman was going to supposedly take Ashley on a job interview that was about 30 miles away in Bentonville. But they believe, the sheriff said, that they don't even think that she made it to Bentonville. Please, people, stop with these online ads and meeting people. It does not seem to turn out well, especially when you're almost due to have a child, just from what I've seen over the last couple of years. So Amber Waterman makes this fake Facebook account under the name of Lucy Barrows on October 25th, 2022, to lure this poor woman, Ashley, into meeting her so she could steal her unborn child. Have we heard this story before? We have. Ashley was reported missing on Halloween 2022 by her fiance Josh Willis. He told the police that he saw her driving as a passenger in a tan pickup truck by a woman he knew as Lucy. They originally met Lucy at the Gravette Public Library a few days earlier, at which time Lucy was driving the same pickup truck. During the meeting at the library, Lucy and Ashley had discussed employment opportunities, and later that day, Lucy offered to drive her to meet her supervisor at a Bentonville company, Josh said. Also, when you meet somebody on a social media account, you should probably also check and see when that account was created. This is where it gets a little strange. So Josh goes on to say that Ashley was supposed to meet him back at the Maysville Handy stop, but she didn't show up. But then he said Lucy made eye contact with him and drove away. Where was Ashley? Not in the truck? I think I probably would have followed her, maybe. I don't know, but that is kind of weird, that statement from Josh. I am going to get my hands on the affidavit. The next part of this video is going to be a little unsettling for some people, so trigger warning. But according to this arrest affidavit that I'm going to get my hands on tomorrow, Amber told detectives that she had been home all day on October 31st, 2022 with her son and another child, and she went into labor that afternoon. Okay, let me compose myself before I even say something. Okay, let's go back a little bit. So Josh drops Ashley off Monday, October 31st, 2022, and he goes back at around 3 p.m. to pick her up. The last time that Josh heard from her was that she sent a text message saying she was in Gravette and he could come to pick her up. All I saw was her and the lady she rode with both past me. Neither one stopped. The driver looked at me and kept going. So she was in the car with Amber. So he honestly actually did try to follow the truck, but he said he lost it. When they headed north on Highway 43, he and his family quickly started searching for Ashley. We tried all night long texting her, calling her, trying to get her to answer. The family started calling to learn more about Lucy and the company she allegedly worked for. The company told them there's no Lucy who works for this company. That same day, the 31st, they pinged her phone, and Josh said it was found in a ditch about a mile away from the location he last saw her in Maysville. So that makes more sense, but honestly, it's just horrible. Like, who does this? And the fact that she has her own children, but she still decides to go and meet a stranger off of Facebook and try and take her baby. Like, what a psychopath, in my opinion. Let's go back to October 31st now, when Amber claims that she was home all day with her son and another child, and she went into labor that afternoon. Amber called a 911. She traveled to meet an ambulance at a store in McDonald County, Missouri. Amber told detectives that she had delivered a stillborn child that evening. So Sheriff Evanson responded to reports of a newborn baby not breathing on Monday night. EMS intercepted the couple near Longview, Missouri, as they were on the way to the hospital. A medical helicopter was on standby to take both Amber and the baby to the hospital. Now here is the part that is just completely weird, gross, and a trigger warning on top of all of these other trigger warnings, right? So BJ Goodwin is the McDonald County coroner. He was called to take the baby to an area funeral home after EMS was unable to revive her. Amber allegedly had the placenta in her pants when EMS showed up, causing Jamie to think she had the baby. Jamie is her husband. Amber allegedly refused a medical treatment while the baby was taken to the funeral home. The placenta was retrieved from Amber. The coroner also said that it appeared the baby was cut out of the mother. Who? Like, unbelievable. Just sick. Drop your comments, guys. I definitely want to hear what you think about this insanity. Now we have a missing pregnant woman, 31 weeks, who is called into authorities that she's missing. Now we have a lady having a baby, stillborn. So November 1st, detectives met with the Watermans, who let them search their home. The tan-colored truck matching that description of Ashley's husband, Josh, boyfriend, husband, that she was last seen in. Detectives asked for Amber's phone, and of course she said she had lost it. She also told the investigators that she was the only person who had access to the tan-colored truck that was at the home. They asked her if she knew Amber Bush, and she said she didn't know her. She asked about Lucy Barrows, and Amber said that she previously had worked with her at a Walmart, but they were not close, according to what the court records are showing. And like I said earlier, I am going to get my hands on these court records when I have a free moment in a day. So they showed up at the funeral home to plan a memorial ceremony for the baby that Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022. The coroner, Goodwin, says they wanted to cremate the baby's remains. They scheduled the memorial service for the baby at 1 p.m. on Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022. He was told that Amber had already miscarried 4 times, so they were very emotionally upset. The coroner, Goodwin, alleges Josh and Ashley tried to dispose of Amber's body the same day they showed up for the baby's memorial service. They got cleaned up, trigger a warning, guys, after burning and disposing her body, and showed up for a funeral. And the funeral was exactly what you would expect of parents who lost a child. Nothing was out of the ordinary at the time, and less than a dozen of people were there. He said she was a beautiful girl, and that Amber was a cold-blooded killer and a good actor. Now, this had to have been a little shocking. Goodwin arrived at the memorial service to take the baby for an autopsy. He said the Watermans' demeanor changed when they found out an autopsy would be performed. Amber allegedly asked multiple times if DNA tests would be performed. He says as soon as Jamie heard that, he got up and ran out of the funeral home. Hands down, craziest things I've ever dealt with as a coroner in my 16 years, Goodwin said. And they had named their baby Dakota. Unfortunately, and sadly enough, the baby was Valkyrie, and what you guys did is just absolutely sick. November 3rd, law enforcement got the search warrants for their home and vehicle. During the search, detectives found what they believed to be bloodstains on the inside of the vehicle. Jamie was questioned again by detectives November 3rd, 2022. And according to the affidavit, he told the detectives after they had questioned them and left their home on November 1st, Amber told him she had killed Amber and then quickly changed her story and said Lucy had killed her. Court records state that Amber took Jamie to Amber's body, who was laying face down next to a boat near their house covered in a blue tarp. This was on November 1st, 2022. Amber removed the ring from Amber's finger and rolled her body onto the blue tarp, which Jamie then dragged to a fire pit behind the home. Disgusting. They allegedly burned Amber's body, moved it onto the bed of Jamie's blue GMC pickup, and drove a short distance from their home to hide the body. They were arrested on November 3rd, 2022. Look at these two. They were in court on the 4th of November, 2022. Asked the judge from the prosecution to hold them without bond until their trial. The next hearing will be November 9th in Springfield for the court to rule on that issue. Until then, they will be in federal custody.
Josh Willis is the fiancé of Ashley Bush. He's been speaking to 5 News for the past few days while authorities search for Ashley. Willis tells us that he is devastated and disgusted with the whole situation, but he is currently surrounded by his loved ones. Willis went on to tell us that Ashley was, in quote, a great mother, a wonderful wife, and a very outgoing, caring, kind person. The family was praying for Ashley and her baby to come home safely, but now they say that they are going to support each other through this difficult time. Meanwhile, in a statement to 5 News, Julie Boone, Ashley's sister, says that the entire family is devastated and they are requesting privacy as they grieve.
Absolutely sick. I am definitely going to stay on top of this story, but with that, it is a wrap, and my thoughts and prayers do go out to Ashley, Josh, her family, her children. Just a senseless, ridiculous crime. And look at these two monsters. I hope they rot in the hottest place. I am out.